All right, live from Velocity here in Santa Clara. I'm Barton George, and I'm here with Bill Hodak of New Relic. Bill, how are you?
I'm doing great, thanks.
So tell me, what do you do at New Relic, and more importantly, what is New Relic?
Sure, well, I run the product marketing organization at New Relic, but New Relic itself is a software as a service offering that does all-in-one web-based performance monitoring for web applications. So we monitor all the way from the browser through the application stack and into the server infrastructure as well.
So how would it, and maybe this is just a bad comparison altogether, but how would it compare with something like a D-Trace? Is that just much more down in the OS itself as opposed to cross-platform?
Yeah, so what we're doing is live production performance monitoring. And so this is an agent that gets installed inside your application, and so it's actually monitoring from within the application's processes. So we're collecting metrics nonstop, shipping that to our software as a service data center, analyzing it and putting it into a graphical user interface with lots of interesting visualizations and charts, pretty much real time. So it's a constant flow of real-time performance data that developers and DevOps professionals use to sort of monitor live and troubleshoot problems.
So so to that point, one of the things people talk about with DevOps is, hey, now developers are going to have to carry pagers too.
That's right.
So to what extent would you say users of New Relic are developers? What would be a percentage if you just made a guess? Developers versus ops?
It's hard to say because we've got 25,000 different customers right now, and each one of those accounts has 10, 20, maybe 100 different users that use the product. So, I would say we're developer heavy, but it's actually a great tool for operations folks as well, predominantly because they have, lots of monitoring tools that tell them how the infrastructure is doing. But a lot of times it's the application that's the problem. And when that's the case, they haven't really had a tool to sort of pinpoint where that problem is, and New Relic sort of solves that for them. So we're seeing a lot more adoption on the ops side because of that.
And how would people primarily access it? Is it a variety of desktop versus smartphone versus tablets, or?
It's ours is an HTML5 based web interface. So our customers are using it both on their desktops as well as on their mobile devices. So we see use kind of across the board, but a lot of companies are actually putting up big displays hanging from the walls in their offices so that they can just keep an eye on performance all the time and react quickly if they see some sort of performance spike. They can dive down and figure out which line of code caused that problem and potentially push a fix out almost immediately to solve that problem.
New Relic Jumbotrons, line
That's
extension
right.
there for you.
And we have them in our offices too. We use it to monitor our own applications. So, that's sort of how we use it as well.
And how did New Relic come to be? Was it somebody's PhD thesis? Was it someone who got tired not knowing how their apps were performing?
Yeah, it's actually an interesting story. So the founder of New Relic is Lou Cerny, and he founded a company called Wiley. And he sold that company. It was in a similar space. It did performance monitoring predominantly for Java applications. And after he sold that company, he thought that there was a new and better way to deliver this type of an offering through software as a service, and just doing a better job of alerting customers when there are performance problems versus just shoving tons and tons of data in front of their face. So he's a big proponent of showing what information is necessary to get that job done, letting our solution do a lot of analytics behind the scenes to sort of identify bottlenecks and then make it as easy to use as possible. So that was his driving force, I'd say.
Cool. And then just to close with, what's the next year hold for New Relic? Are there specific areas you're looking to explore or double down on? Or?
Yeah, we've got a variety of different new features on our product roadmap. I'd say we just launched at the Velocity conference this year a feature called the App Speed Index, and that's a feature that actually, because we're SaaS, we collect all of this performance data ourselves, and it sits in our databases. And so we've turned that big data into an actionable feature for our customers. And so they can now see how they rank in terms of other applications that are in the same industry or peer group. And so, we're really interested in leveraging this data that we've collected and turning it back into, cool features for our customers. And so this App Speed Index was the first one of those, and I would expect to see more of those in the future.
Excellent. Bill Hodak, thank you so much.
Thank you.